I'm Kendall Montgomery, and this is Ultimate Concealed Carry News. Each week we assemble the top stories from network news, online news outlets, and videos relevant to you, bringing you your weekly gun news all in one place. On this week's show, the assault rifle debate continues following the Naval Yard shooting in D.C., California looks to tighten its gun laws even more, and a new semi-automatic rifle with machine gun-like rapid fire hits the market, sure to heighten the already heated debate even further. Our top story. A civilian contractor and military veteran, Aaron Alexis, went on a shooting rampage at a U.S. Navy command complex building Monday in Washington, D.C., killing 12 people before being shot dead himself. The media immediately took this tragedy and used it as an opportunity to reignite the debate surrounding the AR-15.
The Washington Navy Yard is heavily secure. It is crawling in armed security people, armed police. And yet it was still infiltrated by a man with a legally purchased AR-15 who just committed the same kind of atrocity as we saw at Sandy Hook and Aurora.
Get inside, everybody! Get inside! Get inside! And hope for a power outage.
There were initial reports from authorities that the shooter in this case used an AR-15. That apparently now is not true.
Again, we're just speculating here, but this is experienced speculation.
Oh, yes, it is. You know, I'm an old hand when it comes to speculation. Been doing it since you were a gleam in your pappy's eyes.
Jon Stewart isn't the only one calling the media out. The FBI stepped in to scold the media and present the facts. The FBI spokeswoman disputed the media's claims that Alexis entered the yard armed with an assault rifle. She also confirms that Alexis had a valid pass and security clearance to enter the Navy Yard as a civilian contractor.
There has been a lot of information circulating in the media over the past day. Once again, we caution against obtaining information from unofficial sources, and we ask that all inquiries be directed to the FBI. At this time, we believe that Mr. Alexis entered Building 197 at the Navy Yard with a shotgun. We do not have any information at this time that he had an AR-15 in his possession.
Following the FBI's clarification that the shooter entered the base only carrying a shotgun, not an AR-15 as the media had claimed, Piers rescinded his false allegations with this tweet. Lots of confusion over exactly what guns Washington Navy Yard shooter used, but do you think it matters to the victims?
All of yesterday's confusion in the reporting, it's not a mistake. Because sadly, the one thing in this country they should have great practice in covering are these horrific shooting tragedies. And there are a ton of really smart people and good journalists who work over at CNN. And this is only 5 months after all the criticism of CNN's chaotic Boston terrorism coverage.
We made that mistake on the Wednesday of that Boston coverage. 2 days later, as the drama unfolded in Boston, we had our biggest audience in 10 years.
Oh, my God. The lesson they take from this is it doesn't matter how much they betray our trust. We'll keep coming back. We're in an abusive relationship with CNN.
And Piers was sure to blast Jon Stewart as well. If I were Jon Stewart, I'd stop obsessing with CNN and start worrying about the younger, funnier John Oliver getting his job. If the facts presented by the FBI turn out to be true, even though Washington, D.C. has some of the strictest gun laws in the nation, the fact remains that Aaron Alexis was allowed to purchase the shotgun used in the tragic mass shooting legally. Even in the most highly regulated countries for gun ownership, shotguns are still allowed to be owned by private citizens. Therefore, there's virtually no gun control law which would have prevented this awful tragedy. Days before the tragic shooting at the Naval Yard in D.C., California lawmakers sent several bills to Democrat Governor Jerry Brown's desk that, pending his approval, would tighten the state's gun laws even more, especially those focused on the AR-15.
I think we want to look very carefully and not just react to events of the day.
Democratic lawmaker Senator Darrell Steinberg, author of the bill to outlaw rifles with detachable magazines, claims the proposed bill will close the loopholes the gun industry uses to get around the letter of the law.
The time is now to close those loopholes in the circulation, in the regulation, and in the education relating to guns and to gun ownership. The measures we are bringing forward will help reach that goal and once again make California's gun laws the very toughest in the nation.
The bills sent to Governor Brown's office last week for approval would ban all semi-automatic rifles with detachable magazines, completely ban all magazines that hold more than 10 rounds, ban magazine repair kits, and require extensive registration and documentation on all guns. Senator Steinberg is confident the governor will sign the bills.
I think it'll make a real difference. There's no single answer, but these bills would represent the toughest measures in the nation.
Governor Jerry Brown says he will give the bills careful consideration. But since the governor claims to be a gun owner, there is a chance that he exercises his veto power.
I expect that I'll give the bill careful consideration, but I'm not prepared to say what I'm going to do today.
Second Amendment activists in California remain hopeful that Governor Brown might step up with the veto of the controversial bills. And as the AR debate continues around the country, a Texas company called Slidefire plans to sell a semi-automatic rifle that mimics the rapid fire of a machine gun and is also fed bullets from a belt, which provides a huge capacity for ammunition, potentially thousands of rounds. The company is planning to sell the rifle for $6,000. Aaron Smith of CNN Money explains how it works.
This video from Slidefire shows how the device uses the recoil of the rifle shot to bump the gun, allowing the shooter to rapidly fire the gun without having to pull the trigger repeatedly. But how is this allowed if machine guns are illegal? It comes down to how the gun is built. The AR-15 is made up of many parts. The four main sections are the stock, the barrel, the magazine, and the receiver. Technically, only the receiver is regulated as a firearm. It is the only part that has a serial number and the only part that requires a background check to purchase. Slidefire is simply replacing the stock with a technology that basically moves the trigger into the shooter's steady finger over and over.
The new Slidefire rifle has piqued interest online, but it may face an uphill challenge for acceptance even among gun retailers. According to CNN Money, a spokeswoman for Walmart, one of the largest gun sellers in America, said the company does not sell Slidefire products and will not be offering the belt-fed rifle. But it's not just mega stores like Walmart who will not be carrying the rifles. Smaller gun store and range owners are wary as well.
If somebody were shooting a bump-fire gun here, they might be on their target. They're more likely going to be on somebody else's target or the floor or the ceiling or whatever. It's something that people like to play with.
But Manowitz doesn't like the bump technology that allows the rapid fire.
We don't permit it to be shot at our range because one of our range rules is no uncontrolled rapid fire. And when you're bump firing a gun, it is not under control.
So with all the debates surrounding the AR-15, the new California legislation, and the new Slidefire rifle, do you think the assault rifle ban will eventually be a reality? Be a part of the debate. Post your thoughts on the matter, leave a comment below, or click here. I'm Kendall Montgomery. Thank you for watching. Stay connected. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.